Have you ever opened your phone for just one quick thing and then suddenly 10 minutes have passed and you forgot what you were even doing? Or maybe you're trying to study, but your brain just won't stay focused. That's not just a lack of willpower, it's actually how your brain is wired. In this video, we're going to look at how your brain controls attention and why it sometimes feels so hard to stay focused. My name is Josh Lanning, and I want to welcome you guys to my presentation on how the brain maintains attention. Inside the brain, there are four areas that work together to be able to carry out your ability to stay alert, to filter information, to direct your attention, and maintain focus. Those four areas are the reticular activating system, the thalamus, the parietal cortex, and the prefrontal cortex. The first structure, the RAS, reticular activating system, is located inside the brainstem and helps keep you awake and alert. You can often think of it as the brain's power switch. If the RAS is active, you're ready to focus. If it's not, then you will feel too tired and unable to actually concentrate. The second structure is the thalamus. This structure acts like a filter or an operator. It decides what information is important enough to get your attention and what gets ignored. Your brain is constantly receiving information, or what we call stimuli, and the thalamus helps prevent that overload from all the sounds, such as a dog barking, a car honking, the wind blowing. Everything that makes up our senses and can impact them, the thalamus helps filter the irrelevant sensory information away from what is relevant. The parietal cortex is the third structure. This one helps direct your attention. It helps you focus on a specific thing in your environment, like a sound or a movement. If you're ever walking down a street when it's late at night and it's dark and you hear a sound that doesn't quite sit well with you, your brain will pinpoint where that sound is coming from and automatically turn your attention in that direction. That's the parietal cortex at work. The prefrontal cortex is the fourth structure. This one helps you to stay on task. Once the rest of your brain has identified a direction, a sound, a sensory input, your prefrontal cortex will take and evaluate what has happened, make sense of it, and focus on goals that are present from that sound or that stimuli. So, how do these work together? All right. Well, the easiest way to kind of think of it is through a four-step process. You have the alert, the filter, the direction, and the focus. So, first, the reticular activating system will keep you alert and allow you to be able to receive those particular stimuli. The thalamus, as that information comes in, will begin to filter the information and pass that on to the parietal cortex, which will direct your attention of one of your five senses towards that stimuli. In the final step, the prefrontal cortex will help you stay focused on that stimuli and make sense of it. So, again, you can think of it as alert, filter, direct, and focus. So let's look at a real life attention disruption that can occur in this process. Because if any of these four get disrupted, it will take your attention away from what you're trying to do towards something else. So, a real life example of this, say you're studying and your phone begins to vibrate. Your reticular activating system will increase its alertness from its more docile state. The thalamus will process the signal that is coming from the phone vibrating. The parietal cortex will direct your attention to the phone, and the prefrontal cortex will try to keep you focused, but more often than not, the distraction will win, and you'll end up picking up your phone and looking at what that stimuli or that alert is. When this happens, if you're trying to pay attention to anything else, such as a test, studying, talking to another individual, these that phone will distract you from that using your own brain system of how it maintains attention. So, with that said, in the next activity, you're going to be applying what you've learned to real life situations and trying to understand how your brain controls attention. And by understanding that, it can help you to improve your focus and manage distractions in the future. Thank you and have a great day.